We get some poke, but the Phoenix is back up, so we gotta take care of that, or else the Titan is going to be immune to damage. Right now, our mission is to get Toth out alive. We will gladly trade our life to get Toth out. They're kinda chasing. Cupid uses his dash. Our stun comes in. Toth gives me an okay. I'm not sure why. We focused the 1. We can't really do anything against the Hebo ult. We would have died ourselves. That's a beads from the Hebo. We're going to activate our 1. That's going to slow him. Activate our 3. And he's donezo. What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy SeanyB Gaming, and today we're going to be playing Leonardo Osiris and Joust. Typically I upload conquest videos, but today we're going to be doing a little bit of jousting. If you are new to the channel, I upload every single day. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right, what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If you are a returning viewer, I forgot how easygoing Joust was compared to Conquest. I'm just hanging out on my skateboard a lot this game. So let's go ahead and jump into Osiris's kit. Osiris's 1 is Sickle Strike. Osiris is going to throw his sickle forward in a line attack. It's going to stop at the first enemy hit, dealing damage and slowing them by 20% for 3 seconds. While the enemy is slowed, the sickle or sword for Leonardo is going to remain in the enemy. Osiris's 2, Spirit Flail. Osiris is going to deal damage in a small circle. Osiris is going to gain 20% movement speed if he hits an enemy. If the enemy was under the effects of Sickle Strike, Osiris's 1, the target's slow is going to be increased to 40% and the duration is going to be refreshed by 3 seconds. Osiris's 3, Judgment Tether. Osiris is going to shoot out some mummy wraps to enemy gods that are standing within its radius. Targets hit are going to deal reduced damage over the next 4 seconds. The tether can be broken by targets moving far away enough from Osiris. Targets still in range when the duration expires are going to be stunned for 1.4 seconds. At level 1 is going to be a 15% damage reduction, and then at level 5 is going to be a 35% damage reduction. Osiris's ultimate, Lord of the Afterlife. Osiris is going to shed any remaining fragments and gain the full benefit of his passive and leap forward. Osiris targets all enemy gods in the landing area and rips out a fragment of their spirits, dealing damage and preventing them from healing. Targets are going to be rooted for 0.4 seconds during the attack, and Osiris's passive, Fragmented. Each time Osiris uses an ability, he's going to burn away a fragment of his body up to 8 fragments, gaining damage mitigation for each missing fragment. It's going to be 2% physical damage mitigation and 1% damage mitigation per fragment. After losing all 8 fragments, he becomes in his spirit form. He may walk through enemies and enemy-made walls, such as a Ymir wall. His basic attacks do not incur a movement penalty. This effect is going to last for 6 successful basic attacks. So taking a look at our team composition, we are going to be the front line and the tank. We do not have a guardian on our team, so that role kind of defaults to us. We have a mage Toth and a hunter Hachiman. So we're going to want to build a little bit tanky and act as a front line for our 2 damaging characters. They are most likely not going to be building any kind of defense or hybrid items, so we're going to take on that role. At level 1, we are going to be putting a point into our well, we start at level 3 in Joust. I forgot about that. So we start with points in all 3 of our abilities. While we're in Fountain, we want to cast all of our abilities, so that's going to interact with Leonardo's passive. So we should leave Fountain with 3 stacks on our passive, if not more. We're going to start with Warrior's Blessing. Warrior's Blessing is going to provide us 75 health, 10 physical and magical protections. Whenever we damage an enemy god, we're going to steal away 25 health and mana. This can only occur once every 10 seconds. And it also provides a stack when we damage an enemy god. At 15 stacks, this item is going to evolve and grant us an additional 15 physical and 15 magical protections. In terms of the leveling order, we want to max out our ultimate whenever we can, max out our 2, max out our 1, then max out our 3. Hanging out on our skateboard. We're okay with taking all this damage. If they're using abilities on us, they're not using abilities on our squishy characters. After going into Warrior's Blessing, we're going to go ahead and go into Gauntlet of Thebes. Gauntlet of Thebes is a fantastic item. It's very cheap as well. For the lovely price of 2,350 gold, this item is going to provide 300 health and 15 HP 5. HP 5 is the rate at which you recover health every 5 seconds. It's passive. Whenever we get an assist from assisting a kill on an enemy minion, 5 for an enemy god. We're going to ult in on this Evo. He's very weak, and we're able to clean him up thanks to the blue camp. So we can stack up to 50 times. Each stack is going to provide us 10 physical, or 1 physical and 1 magical protection. At 50 stacks, this item is going to evolve and grant allies within 70 units 10 physical and 10 magical protections. So this item is actually going to allow us to make our teammates tankier once we get it fully evolved. No other item is going to provide you 100 protections and 300 health for the cheap price of 2,350 gold. For a relic, we're getting Shell. That's going to allow us to pop it on our teammates and potentially keep them alive. Evo's very weak. We're able to get his ultimate. We're just going to run away. Getting his ultimate is a win, and Toth is able to clean it up. Luckily, my teammates are a little on point. They're hitting their stuff. We're going to pop the Shell right here. That's going to eat a majority of the Cupid ult, and we're able to step out and survive. So we pick up the Gauntlet of Thebes. Now we're going to be going into our booties. We're going to be going into the power boots over the attack speed boots. With Osiris, there's kind of 2 trains of thought. One is attack speed is good, and the other is attack speed is bad. Attack speed is bad on Osiris because it takes him out of his passive a little bit faster. I kind of am of that belief as well. We're going to use our ultimate, throw our 1, throw our 2, and we're able to clean up this Aphrodite. Off to an excellent start. 5 versus 0 for the enemy team. We miss our 1. We're able to clean up the Cupid with our 2. So we are at 8 stacks on our passive. So we're gaining 16 additional physical damage mitigation and 8 magical damage mitigation. Our job this game is to just be annoying and get the enemy team to use their abilities on us and focus us instead of focusing our Toth and Hachiman. Hopefully this will allow Toth and Hachiman to cast their damage without worrying about getting poked by the enemy team. They have 2 magical characters and 1 physical character, so the first defensive item that we buy other than Gauntlet of Thebes should be magical defense. I really like the whenever Osiris loses his fragments, he starts glowing like neon green on this skin. Looks very cool. He also has the X on his back that lights up. Well, not the X, his sword holders light up neon. So we landed some basics and we lost our passive. We're going to throw up a ward. We get tagged by the Cupid one. It's probably going to stun us. It does. He dashes away. We could ult in on him, be super aggressive, but he's really close to his tower line. He doesn't have his dash. We want to stick to him as much as possible right here. We're able to poke him with our 1-2 combo. So we have enough money for our boots. We're going to go ahead and back. This is going to give us a decent power spike. It's going to provide us 40 power. Currently, we have 0 power, so it's going to be very helpful to get some power online. If we had a Guardian on our team, we would probably build a little bit more aggressive, build some more hybrid-y damage items. But we are the Guardian on our team. Not technically, but you know what I'm saying. We're the front line, so we're just trying to help out, try to be annoying. We get poked, doesn't really matter. So Gauntlet of Thebes is a very strong item. I feel like in Joust, the team that has Gauntlet of Thebes is going to win like 7 out of 10 times. It's just a very strong item. We're going to activate our 3. Cupid's very weak. We're able to clean up the Cupid. We get stunned by the Cupid ultimate. Hachiman's able to clean up the Hebo. We're going to stick to this Aphrodite. We'll take some tower shots for our team. We'll go ahead and ult in on her. That's going to root her. And Toth is able to clean her up. If we can take tower shots for our team, we definitely want to. Because we ulted, we got full stacks on our passive. Right here, we're gonna try to take away the Demon King. This will allow us to disable the enemy Phoenix. It'll disable whatever the foremost front structure is, so if they still have their tower up, it would disable their tower first. We're tanking it for our team. We're pretty weak. Here comes the Hebo. We're too weak to deal with the Hebo, so we're going to start backing away. The enemy team is unfortunately able to secure that. We're going to try to help out. This is a bad fight for us. We're low health, and they have 3 people pushing in. We do have our shell. And it looks like we're able to survive. They're still kind of chasing. They're taking Phoenix shots. We pop our shell. Toth's able to clean up 1. We're going to activate our tether. Our tower will not shoot. We have our ultimate. We're going to play it safe. We got tagged by the Afro. If we didn't get tagged by the Afro, we probably would have ulted in on that Cupid. But since we got tagged by the Afro, that got us weak enough to where we decided it was a bad idea. After going into Boots, we're going to be going into Pestilence. Pestilence is going to provide us 80 magical protections and 250 health. Its passive, enemies within a 55 unit radius are going to have their healing reduced by 25%. So they have an Aphrodite on their team, which means we need to get some kind of anti-heal. I'm assuming that the Cupid and the Hachiman and the Toth are also going to get some anti-heal. We get the stun, we miss our 2. So they have 2 magical. If they had 2 physical and only an Aphrodite on their team, we would go into the Contagion, which is the physical equivalent of Pestilence. There's the dash from Cupid. We're going to activate our 3. We're going to try to stick to him. That's an ultimate. We're going to go ahead and step out of his ult. Oh, a little body block by our Hachiman. That's a little unfortunate. Nice dash by Hachiman. He's able to avoid the Hebo ultimate. We get tagged by Cupid. We need to assume that we're going to get stunned. I like the stun animation for the skin too. He just hops back on his shell. Afro, you're overstepped. We're able to clean up the Aphrodite. We're going to activate our 3. Hebo's pretty weak. We're able to get a double onto the Afro and the Hebo. Cupid's pretty weak in mid. Toth is skipping the minions and going straight for the Cupid. Can't say I blame him. If he can land his stun, he could probably clean him up with his 1. We're going to ult in. Oh, we should have casted our 1. Our 2 has a little bit longer of a cast time than our 1. That's a little unfortunate, but we're gonna go ahead and finish off our Pestilence.
Feels like something Raph would pick.
Now that we have our magical defense online, so we have 50 physical protections from Gauntlet of Thebes and 50 magical from Gauntlet of Thebes. Now we're going to gain an additional 80 from Pestilence. We have 130 magical protections from items, but our total is at 206. Because Osiris, most characters, every character, is going to naturally gain some physical and magical protections. So 206 is a very nice number. This is going to allow us to really just kind of charge down the Hebo and the Aphrodite. We're able to hit her with our 2. Probably going to get stunned right here. We're going to go ahead and clean up the Aphrodite, keep pushing this Cupid. We're going to activate our 3. He's 1 shot, we're not worried about tower shots, and we're able to clean up the Cupid.
I have always liked radical.
Very nice. 2 double kills this game, and Joust, we're cleaning up. We should be able to clean up this Phoenix. I think the play is going to be to go for the Bull Demon. They're about to respawn, so I don't think we can get too much poke onto the Titan right here. Hachiman's pretty weak, I'm pretty weak. Toth is almost half health, so we couldn't be too aggressive right there. We're going to go ahead and start poking out this Demon King. We do have a shell for worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is happening. We're going to use our ultimate, get on out of there. Hebo's here, and we were too late on popping our shell, which is unfortunate. That definitely would have helped us. We might have survived right there. That Hebo was doing a lot of damage. Hachimon's able to clean up Aphrodite. I have faith, Hachimon. I have faith. Hachimon ults in and is able to clean up the Hebo. Very nice. So the second relic that we went with is Cursed Ankh. This is going to reduce the healing of the enemy team whenever we activate it. It's going to be helpful for late game whenever Aphro really gets your heals online. So after going into Pestilence, and if we are going against 2 physical, it would be Contagion. We are going to be going into Frostbound Hammer. Frostbound Hammer is going to provide us 25 physical power and 300 health. Its passive, our basic attacks are going to reduce the enemy's movement speed by 30%, 20% for ranged, and have their attack speed reduced by 15% for 1.25 seconds. So if Hachimon were to build Frostbound, it'd only be a 20% slow, but since we are like melee basic attacks, we're going to be applying a 30% slow. I think Frostbound works really well on Osiris because it just keeps them stuck to you. You can kind of just keep basic attacking, and eventually your 3 will go off and stun them. We're going to start looping in behind. Cupid's a little overstepped. There's his dash. We're going to activate her 2. Unfortunately, Cupid steps out. We're going to get a little poke onto this Hebo. Throw out our 1, unfortunately miss it. We get stunned, not an issue. Gonna get some 2 onto the enemies. We're gonna try to ult the Cupid. Afro uses her ultimate to avoid the root and the damage. We get poked out kinda hard. There's a Cupid ultimate, we're gonna step out of it. Toth's able to clean up the Aphrodite. We're gonna activate our 3 onto the Cupid, then turn our attention to the Titan. Probably should have saved our 3 right there, especially if Root's gonna back up. We get some poke, but the Phoenix is back up, so we gotta take care of that, or else the Titan is going to be immune to damage. Right now, our mission is to get Toth out alive. We will gladly trade our life to get Toth out. They're kinda chasing. Cupid uses his dash. Our stun comes in. Toth gives me an okay. I'm not sure why. We focused the 1. We can't really do anything against the Hebo ult. We would have died ourselves. That's a beads from the Hebo. We're going to activate our 1. That's going to slow him. Activate our 3. And he's donezo. We're going to go ahead and peel back. No point in trying to fight that Aphrodite. Never mind. Looks like we're going to fight this Aphrodite. We don't really have the mana. We don't have Frostbound online. If we had Frostbound tier 3, so we would be slowing on our basic attacks, I think it would be worth it. Man, we really want this kill on Aphrodite. Hachimon comes in. We activate our 2. Hachimon can clean it up. And Hachimon can clean it up. Cupid's spawning. So right now they're pretty low level, so their spawn times are relatively low. As you level up, your respawn timer is going to increase in length. We're going to go ahead and pick up Frostbound, and then we're going to be going into Breastplate for our 6th item. 5th, not including starter item. Breastplate of Valor is going to provide us 65 physical protections, 300 mana, and 10 MP5. MP5 is the rate at which you recover mana every 5 seconds. Breastplate of Valor is also going to provide us 20% cooldown, and it is one of the few tier 3 items that does not have a passive. Toth's going to go in. Ult the Titan. Game over. Well played, gentlemen. Well, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That really helps these videos out. If you feel like you learned anything at all, check out the channel and subscribe for more Smite content. These stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.